I'm Meredith with Wisconsin Rapids Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, and I have the honor of welcoming you all this evening to the Wisconsin Rapids Area Sports Commission MVP Awards celebration. We have much to celebrate, and we really appreciate and thank you all for taking time out to come and do that. We have 4 amazing nominees. Everything from people who have designed software and programs and created programs to encourage youth, to amazing volunteerism with youth hockey, to the Trap Shooting Association, who has done amazing work bringing and making people aware of our area and bringing visitors in, to history tours on the Wisconsin River with stand-up paddleboarding, South the Rapids. So all of our nominees are extremely qualified, and the committee that made the choice had a very, very difficult time. So a little bit about this organization and who we are. The Wisconsin Rapids Area Convention Visitors Bureau, our mission is to promote and develop the Wisconsin Rapids area as a business and leisure destination, resulting in economic prosperity for all. Aligned with that mission, we recognize the vital role that sports plays in our mission. And so from that, we encourage the development of the Wisconsin Rapids Area Sports Commission. So the Sports Commission, the role of the Sports Commission is open to anyone in the community who's passionate about athletics and sports. And the goal is to continue to expand that in our community and open it up for all. So it's open to everybody. It's not exclusive, and they work together as a forum to collaborate on bringing groups into town and expanding sports in the area. Some examples of how the Convention and Visitors Bureau helps the Sports Commission and the members of the Sports Commission. We help identify and work on requests for proposal. So if a group wants to come in and they're looking for resources, we help identify those groups. We also help work together to find the resources that they need. We work on hospitality needs, and those range. They're different with every group. Sometimes it's beverage coupons, sometimes it's goodie bags, sometimes it's we need particular lodging or we want tickets to a show. It's all different. So it's always okay to ask, because if we're not able to do it, we'll tell you. But it's always okay to ask, and we like to be creative on solutions that will attract people to our area. And finally, we work on compiling economic impact data that we can share with our municipalities and share with our community, so they know the impact that sports and athletics has on our area. So those are some of the ways that the CVB can help. I would encourage you, don't ever hesitate to ask. That's what we're here for, so we're going to help. So back to the awards, because that's why we're here. So the Sports Commission, the members, work to collaborate, provide a forum to expand sports in our area. That's one of the reasons that we're so grateful you're here tonight, because there's lots of things that we may not be aware of in our community. We're really truly blessed with a lot of great, both natural resources, but also sports and athletic resources and talent of individuals who are willing to share that in our community. So we're here to celebrate that this evening. All of the nominees are passionate about what they do, and they all make a difference in our community. So on the note of making a difference, I want to introduce our Sports Commission Chair, also the Vice President of the Wisconsin Rapids Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the Program Director, did I get that right? At the Southwood County YMCA, he's going to fix it if I didn't, Matt Zakowski. He's going to be our MC this evening.
Meredith, you don't have to worry about my role at the YMCA. They always get that wrong anyway. So, well, listen, everybody, it's so great to be here tonight. And what I like to do is, I'm going to start off by saying something, and I know she's not going to like this, but I got to say it because there's never any guarantee that what you want to say, you're going to have the opportunity to say it, and that's very true. I've been in this area, the Wisconsin Rapids, central Wisconsin area, for 5 years. And I will say, during my time at the Southwood County YMCA, and the 3 years that I've been part of a board member at the Convention Visitors Bureau, the thing that I'm most proud of is being on the interview committee that brought Meredith to this area. And that's, Meredith, we are blessed to have you, and Meredith is the one who made this night possible. She had contacted the hotel meet, provided that dinner, the dinner menu and everything. So she was just, has been wonderful to work with as far as setting this evening up. So what I'd like to do right now is also send out a few thank yous. I've been the chairman of the sports commission now for about 2 years. And there are some people I want to thank that have made this opportunity for me possible. One of them is Ken Porter. Ken was a board member of the CVB, had approached me and about this opportunity, and I accepted. And I feel Ken is more or less the godfather of the sports commission. He did so many great things for it. And the other person was the person I co-chaired this commission, Morgan Simon, who was the marketing person at the CVB, is no longer with us. She is now teaching at Mid-State in Stevens Point. Morgan did such a great job, very talented as far as just bringing a lot of these sports groups and agencies part of this commission. She was just she was wonderful. I'd also like to thank my mates, the people I serve with on the CVB board. Adam, Jeremy, Joan, Margie, Jonathan, Mike, Scott, Melanie, Doris, and Kim. That is a great group of people to serve with in our mission, as Meredith mentioned, at the CVB. Those are the board members. I also want to give a shout out to McKenna, our intern who's helped make this night possible as well. And tonight we have Kevin from the Wisconsin Rapids Community Media filming this event tonight. So Kevin, thanks for being here. The last 6 months for our sports organizations in this community have been very challenging. They've been challenging because of the pandemic. And Meredith and I, we meet every second Tuesday with the Sports Commission. And every meeting since April, we've had to be done over a conference call. And when the other sports groups from the agencies give us their updates, basically their activities have been slow to a crawl as a result of the virus. Indeed, one of our big draws as far as bringing people into our community, the Aqua Ski Show in July. Huge event, been around for many years, was shut down basically. So it's been very challenging for our groups, but I will say this, in 2021, we will not be defeated. Our spirit remains steadfast and indomitable. And as I spoke to at the YMCA special event, the Bridge of Bridge race, which took place on August 29th, we may be beaten down and shut down, but as Americans, we will never be defeated. So we will look forward to great things in 2021 with our sports agencies here in Central Wisconsin, without a doubt. Now, the MVP award tonight, as Meredith had mentioned before, acknowledges an individual that demonstrates commitment, creativity, and dynamic energy towards the growth of sports tourism in our community. The purpose of the award presentation is to increase awareness of local athletic and sport resources and highlight the impact of sports on our economy and community. Past recipients of the award are here tonight, and we've been doing this since 2014, and I'm very honored to say these lists of people for you. There was Bill Artisan, who won it last year from the Tri-North Ski Club in Winter Park. Ken Porter, Wisconsin Rapids Area Sports Commission. Marty Quarters, from Wisconsin Rapids River Kings. Jim Arnold, from the Southwood County Recreation Center. Bob Atkinson, from the Nekoosa Legion Baseball, Michael and Swanson from the Tri-City Curling Club, Mike and Chris Statz from the Central Wisconsin BMX, Dan and Maggie Molesky from the Wisconsin Rapids Aqua Skiers, and the first person that won this award that really represents the organization, Wisconsin Rapids Raptors, was Liz Kerr. So if I said your name, if anyone past participants, please stand up. Let's acknowledge them. Indeed, our mission, our purpose tonight is to honor an organization or individual who makes an impact on our economy and community. But with that being said, there are other reasons equally as important. I've been working for the YMCA for over 25 years and very proud to work for an organization whose goal is to bring out the best in every human being in spirit, mind, and body. It's an organization that places a high priority on families. I've also, during my career, I've spent most of the time in youth sports and adult sports. And I've always enjoyed the YMCA youth sports philosophy. Everyone plays, everyone wins. Everyone gets to play half the game, regardless of their playing ability, size, talent. That has always held great meaning to me. But there's a greater meaning to that. The kids in our YMCA programs, for the most part, I would say 80% never go on to play in high school or get that scholarship in college. The thing that I'm most proud about are the life lessons these kids learn by participating in athletics. Life lessons such as perseverance, developing some type of work ethic to achieve a goal, working with other people, what a novelty that is, teamwork. Most importantly, your participation in athletics makes you take pride in how you look and how you feel. That when you walk in a room, you have a certain swagger to you. Not of arrogance, but of confidence. Those are the life lessons that athletics can provide. Those things with the YMCA, family, pride, life lessons, mirror a lot of my work at the Sports Commission, and I'm so proud to be part of so many groups that provide that. It's a great thing. And which makes my involvement with the Sports Commission meaningful. There's so many examples as far as family. For example, if you look at the host families, the Raptors and River Kings, a lot of those players stay at families' homes in the community, and I've talked with families, just the meaningful relationship of what the player means to the family and vice versa. Family, those are very important things. I know many families that participate in BMX, in the Tri-North Club. It's a place where families come together. Most importantly, our sports organizations, the impact they have with youth, just as important. You look at it during the warm months at BMX, look at all the kids out there. You go to a Raptors game between innings. Look at all the stuff you do with those kids. And I will say this about the Raptors, and I told this to Andy, what a great season they had for what they accomplished during this pandemic, what they meant for the community. They had a great team. Unfortunately, they were eliminated right away in the first round. But what a success story, proving that it can be done. And if only Major League Baseball could learn and listen and watch what the Northwood League did. You guys, hats off to the Raptors. And again, speaking of youth, if you look at Legion Baseball, the youth hockey league, all the young lives that you impact, it's just an honor for me to be part of that. Not only for what you do economically, but the human touch with families and kids. And really, that's what it's all about. So, I will say this. I'm very proud tonight that the four individuals and organizations exemplify that spirit. Exemplify that spirit. And I'm going to introduce all 4 nominees, and in fact, I'm going to give snippets. They were nominated by an individual. I'm not going to say who that individual was for each person, but I'm going to announce the nominees and tell what that nominee had to say about each of you. First of all, we have Carrie Pagle, one of our nominees from the Youth Hockey Association. Carrie has been the Youth Association president for the past 3 years. She is also vice president of the High School Hockey Booster Club. She has put in numerous hours to make hockey succeed and change the attitudes of parents in the association. She is constantly helping out in the concession stand and making sure that it is run as efficiently as possible. She remains the youth hockey president and gives 110% when her son, who is a Batten, was forced to play at another association out of town. Carrie, you may want to explain that when you come up here. In addition to that, I found out that Carrie is self-employed as a professional photographer. She captures, with her photography, the family friendships that are created through youth hockey. And what a beautiful thing that is. She knows that when kids and families get involved, it is for fun and it creates lasting relationships, which leads to a better sense of community. Just the things I'm talking about. Carrie is one of our nominees. Carrie would probably have you here tonight. The next, we have one of the, what I call, undiscovered gems in our area. And that is the Wisconsin State trap shooting. And we have Tretz here to represent the trap shooting. I can tell you some things that I didn't know about until tonight after talking with Tretz and looking on your website as well. The Wisconsin Trap Shooting Association supports and educates a lot of kids. I don't think people know that. Just the amount, the volume of kids you have gone through your program and gone through what you guys do down there is really phenomenal. They are situated on 280 acres in Rome, and they have an RV park on the campground as well. There is different variety of shooting categories for people of all ages. You have sub-juniors, juniors, veterans, and senior veterans. And again, the person that nominated the Wisconsin State trap shooting was impressed by the reports on numbers of events that their organization held each year and the number of participants you guys draw in for what you do. And hats off to the trap shooting. They did have their state trap shooting event in July. And like the Raptors, they did it well. They proved it could be done. So congratulations. So we have the Wisconsin State trap shooting, a gem in our community that until tonight, no one knew about. We have Mckenzie from Sumter Rapids. Sumter Rapids, a paddleboarding company that Kim has owned since 2014. Kim and her business are a tireless promoter and advocate for Central Wisconsin's greatest asset, Wisconsin River. And she does paddleboarding on other, not just Wisconsin River, but other great parts of our resources in this area, Lake Mesilla and other lakes. Kim offers lessons to birthday parties, families, youth, to learn how to paddleboard. She also offers fitness classes as well, and I was told that she is a very patient teacher and instructor to everyone that goes through her program. Kim is passionate about the importance of living an active and healthy lifestyle. The sport of stand-up paddleboarding offers people of all ages the opportunity to exhibit the behavior that it takes to live that active and healthy lifestyle. So Kim, we welcome you and congratulations on your nomination as well. Our fourth, I'm not saying our last, but our next nominee is Justin Tretz. Justin was nominated as well back in 2019. Justin was the founder of Track Wrestling and is very involved in the Acts of Kindness program. Track Wrestling is a source for wrestling results and event management. When Justin comes up here, he'll explain that much more in detail than I can right now, and it's pretty amazing what he does. But the most important thing that Justin does is his involvement with kids and youth in the sport of wrestling. He is very involved in as far as finding time to spend with the kids in the Wisconsin Rapids Youth Wrestling Program. He makes time to go to the Lincoln weight room about 3 times a week to allow young athletes the opportunity to come in and lift weights in the morning. And the person, Justin, is a real asset to the community and has done as much as anyone you can think of in that sport and just in the community itself. Very dedicated person in wrestling and in the community. So Justin, he has his beautiful white wrestling. We welcome you here tonight as well. Now, what we're doing this year is a little bit different. In my previous years, we always announced the winner. The winner was already known before we had this banquet. Tonight we're doing a little bit different because we don't know who the winner is yet. But we want the opportunity to have this is a celebration of all 4 nominees in this room. True celebration. So we want to give the opportunity for each organization to come up and explain a little bit about themselves and the special things that they do for us in our community. So I will introduce our first nominee that will come up, and that is Carrie Pagle from the Youth Hockey Association. Thanks, Carrie.
Oh boy. My name is Carrie, and if you would have asked me 20 years ago if I'd be talking about youth hockey in front of a crowd, I would have told you were nuts. I grew up in a house with brothers that played. My father sat as youth hockey board president, booster club president, and my mother did the scheduling. And I hated every second of it. Fast forward to marrying a hockey player, and now a coach, having 2 teenage sons, wants registration. So it was just natural that our family is now entering their 34th season of never not having someone on the ice. And it's kind of amazing because some people have a cabin or a cottage. We have the rink, and the rink is a second home to us. My role as president has taken on coordinating the volunteers, and that is right, we spend a lot of time in the concession stand. Our operating budget is just over $200,000 with registration, bringing in only about $50,000. So that brings up a large gap. We have one of the most beautiful facilities in the state of Wisconsin, having traveled all around. Hockey is not just a sport, but when both of my brothers got married this last year, there were 8 families present. Hockey is about who you meet along the way. You're not together 3 or 4 months like you are with T-ball. You're together 11 months out of the year. And here I sit with some of our closest friends, my nomination friend Kim as well. We've traveled together often with our kids. It takes a lot of effort with our whole week running refs, cleaning, and now with COVID, cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. Our hands are tied, but we are, like Matt said, we will not be taken down with 2020. Right now, we're only allowing 25 people in our entire facility. That includes skaters, coaches, and spectators. We will not be taken down. We will have a season. Making sure that everyone's properly trained, ice schedulers, it takes a whole crew to run. What we do when we bring in kids from outside facilities, we're still planning on doing our 3-on-3 the end of September, which is a huge income generator. About 180 kids, just skaters alone, not including our goalies, will be coming to Wisconsin Rapids from as far as Iowa and Minnesota. Our alumni game last year is one of the most joyous occasions for us to host. last year we had my husband's, my brothers, and past refs come along as well, which is really super fun. And then we go hang out at Ridges, which, you know, that's okay too. But we also do our mini mite league. That's our little guys. Our little guys are just coming in to be part of it. You want to get them hook, line, and sinker, so we host a tournament for them that brings in over 210 kids from the area. Right now our hands are tied with our mini mite league. USA Hockey is not allowing us to do any registration for our 6U or our Learn to Skate team. But as Matt said, we will not be taken down. So it takes the whole crew to run everything. I just want to say thank you, because what we have is sports right now in this community, and that's pretty special.
Thanks, Carrie.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Pardon me why. This is the safest banquet in America. Carrie, thank you for those beautiful comments and all the work that you do for the Hockey Association here in Wisconsin Rapids. It's great stuff. Thank you. Next, we have the Wisconsin State trap shooting. And this is Chris Bissell, by the way.
Thank you. I'm here not to represent myself, but the Wisconsin Trap Shooting Association, because I didn't get here by myself. We have a very active association. We just completed our 121st Wisconsin State Trap Shooting Championship. In spite of all we had going, we did a lot of things to make this thing safe. We followed the advice of the Wood County Health Department. Dispersed people, no fundraisers, no crowds, and we got through this with no infections, and I'm really proud of that. We've been in the town of Rome since 2013. My predecessors started looking for a place, looked at a pine forest in the town of Rome, said, yep, that's where we're going to build a facility. We have a 3/4 mile trap line, 30 traps, Olympic bunker. I'm talking about the Olympic bunker. One of our young ladies made the Olympic team last year, went to South Korea and competed. This spring, she got selected to represent the United States as Olympian, one of 3 women. Another good point is 30% of the kids participating in trap shooting are girls. We have 4 separate youth shoots at our place. One of about 550 kids, one of 1,000, one of 1,800, and those are all growing. More days, more kids. Again, 30% of our females. They represent their schools. The only thing they have going for themselves is a letter from the school. Everything else is funded by the parents, the shooters, the clubs, and they compete. Anybody that goes out for the team makes the team, no cuts. They start at 6th grade right through senior high school. And you can bet your butt they are shooting really well by the time they get to be seniors. They shoot 100 straights out of 100. Think about that. It's really been successful. Our state shoot quickly became the 3rd largest state shoot in the country, behind Pennsylvania and Ohio. We've maintained that for 3 years now. We expect to grow that from that, hopefully. That's ahead of places like California, New York, Florida, which shoots all year round. We have the 3rd largest state shoot in the country. That's incredible to say the success that we've had. This is truly a family sport. I see this all the time. I coach a lot of people out there. And grandpa comes out to teach the grandkid how to shoot. Pretty soon dad's out there helping. Pretty soon they're all on the line with grandmother or mom's sitting back here. You can just see they're kind of thinking about this. So you go and say, we got this sweet little automatic that fits you just really well. Would you like to try it? Yeah, and they're out there. Pretty telling you got 3 generations out there shooting trap at the same time. Think about that. It's truly a family event. We have a campground, 104 pull-through sites, full service. You camp in the campground, come up and shoot, play together. It's really something to be part of. And like I said, I can't take responsibility for that. It's been an association that I'm really proud to be able to lead in right now. Do you have any questions? Thank you. I really appreciate being here, and thanks for the nomination. Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it.
That was, I had no idea this the outstanding things that are happening out in Rome with your organization. That is really something. Thanks, Tretz, for sharing.
One thing I forgot, our state shoot had participants from 32 different states this year. 32, all over the country. Furthest from California. Thanks.
That has to make Meredith happy, bringing heads and beds. So. Next we have, from Sumter Rapids, Mckenzie is one of our nominees. Kim?
All right, I'm honored to be nominated to the CPB Sports Commission MVP Award. Quite an honor. I guess my attitude with all that's happening with COVID was like, what can we do? So we can stand up paddleboard, and because it's naturally 6 feet away, and after every time people go out, I put the life jackets in bleach solution and also bleach the pedals. But let's backtrack as to how I got into this. So I'm Wisconsin Rapids native. I've lived on the river where we currently live all my life. And in the 70s and the early 80s, that river was pretty darn dirty. You didn't want to go in there for recreation at all. In fact, riverfront property wasn't even something that people wanted to live on. So starting in the late 80s, they started cleaning up the river. By the 90s, they were really strict about, aggressive about cleaning up the river and all the industry that was on it. So the DNR and the EPA and every regulatory agency started cleaning it up. My parents were always a bit of adventurers. They taught us how to ski and encouraged me to go out to summer camps. And after going to summer camp out in Colorado, I moved out to Colorado for 8 years. And kind of developed a bit of sense of adventure. I loved camping and hiking and climbing and skiing and had a great time in Colorado. But after living out there for 8 years, friends, family in Wisconsin Rapids called me back home, and also the draw of the water. There's always something about that water that just keeps drawing me to it. And so moved back to Wisconsin Rapids and kind of just got this itch for something adventuresome. There's no mountains here, and what am I going to do? But again, what can we do in Wisconsin Rapids? Let's focus on that. We have water galore. And I was fortunate enough to move back into the family house that happens to be on the river, and there's people water skiing on the river and kayaking on the river. And it started in those Athleta catalogs. If anybody peruses through those, people were starting to use stand-up paddleboards, and I thought, well, let's try this on the Colorado River. So we went on a family vacation, gave it a try. It wasn't easy, but it was the Colorado River. What was I thinking? However, stand-up paddleboarding on the Wisconsin River now, that is a possibility. And after running up and down the beautiful trails that we have along the Wisconsin River and around Lake Wazeecha, maybe stand-up paddleboarding would be a better way to do it as one gets older, or you want to stay cool, or just something different to do. So, thought about it. Then I took this class from the Heart of Wisconsin, this leadership class, and one of the questions towards the end of it was, what do you see yourself doing this summer or in 5 years? And I said, I think I'm going to be a stand-up paddleboard instructor. And they looked at me like, what? And I'm like, yeah, teach people how to stand up paddleboard, not even knowing how to do it myself. So I went home that night and I thought, oh my gosh, those words really just came out of my mouth. So I better look into it a little bit. You know, it was really easy to get that federal tax ID number, and that allowed me to get 10 paddle boards at the wholesale price, and just clickety-click, I had 10 boards coming in the mail, and I thought, better figure out how to get liability insurance for this. What's your name? South the Rapids? Wow, I immediately got a phone call. There is not a chance we're gonna insure you on the Rapids. I'm like, no. You gotta look at the map. It's Wisconsin Rapids. We got our name because we're a community on the Wisconsin Rapids, on the Wisconsin River, and it was called Grand Rapids. It used to be big. Now there's dams all over the place, but it's beautiful. Like, I think this will work. And had a conversation with my family, and they were kind of like, really? You're gonna do that? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So I did. So, and it's been fun. And then not only, so I thought, oh my gosh, I have these 10 paddle boards. I better really learn how to do this. So there is a certification for everything. So I got certified in stand-up paddleboarding instruction. And yes, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do it. And I learned how to save people and rescue people and move them and not get neck injuries and hopefully prevent them from flying off of cars and whatever. So now I'm a certified stand-up paddleboard instructor, and it comes with all sorts of great perks and discounts. However, let's fast forward. I'm 7 years into this business. I like it. I would say I love it when I'm out there teaching people. And I really like it when I get people who inquire they come up here from Chicago. They're staying in the Dells and they come to Wisconsin Rapids. Or they're staying down at Sand Valley and they're the wives that are along and they want to do something other than golf for at least one round, so they come stand up paddleboarding. Or their kids might be out at Camp Alexander, and so what are the parents going to do? And they come paddleboarding with me. So it's really fun to get people from, I get a lot of people from Marshfield because they don't have a whole lot of water. I've got people from Stevens Point, quite a few groups. So then they come to town and not only do they stand up paddleboard with me, but then they go to local restaurants for dinner or lunch or go get coffee and ice cream. So I think it's a great way to support the community and show one of our best assets that we have, the Wisconsin River. So along with promoting the Wisconsin River to so many people that don't get a chance to see it, they either don't have a boat or a canoe, or they think, oh, I can't get on the river. It's just so fun to hear them say, wow, this community is really beautiful from the river. Like, I never got this perspective before. And it's also just great to see that huge smile on people's face when the first time that they learn how to stand up paddleboard, like, I can do this. I didn't think I could do this. I thought this was for just super fit people. And, I got them out there, and after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, they're actually talking and they're smiling, laughing, they're having fun. So it's been a great way to meet people, expose people to our community in a different way, and show what we have in this community and why we're here, the Wisconsin River. Thank you so much for having me.
I came in as an example showing that entrepreneur spirit. And great things. Oh, it's 7 years. Really something. And I will get off there eventually too. Kim's been on me a little bit, but try to get some of the other board members of the CDB to get out there as well. So, but thank you, Kim. And we have Justin Tretz from the Track Wrestling and Acts of Kindness program. Come on up, Justin.
So, first of all, I want to thank the committee for the nomination. And congratulations to everyone else who was nominated. I think it's a pretty good indicator that we're doing something right to get nominated in this setting. So congratulations on that. I grew up in Wisconsin Rapids. I've been part of the wrestling program here in Wisconsin Rapids since I can remember. I was part of the Vesper School wrestling program when I was probably 5 years old. And I came up through when I was a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I was fortunate enough to be part of the state championship teams for basically the first 4 years that we went on a run where we won 12 of 13 state championships here for Wisconsin Rapids. And through that process, and being part of this program, I learned a lot of things that taught me how to be successful in life. When you learn to be successful at something, I think you can take those same principles and apply them to anything else that you do in life. Okay, so once I got done with wrestling in high school and went to college, I started drawing on all those experiences from wrestling in order to make sure that I was getting the best grades in college, that I was putting myself in the right situation to succeed in life. I ended up majoring in computer science, with also majored in math. And I was actually able to marry my two passions, which was computer science and math, as weird as that might sound to some people, and my wrestling background, and built a software company to help people who wanted to run wrestling tournaments run them more efficiently. So I grew that company and actually sold it about 4 years ago to NBC Sports. Stayed on through this past April, and basically have since moved on. Throughout that process, when we were done with school, my wife and I went to school in Madison. We moved right back to the area, because both of our families are here, we love the area. And I immediately got involved in the wrestling program again, which is the thing that I'm really the most passionate about. Because the wrestling program taught me how to be successful in life. And I'm extremely passionate now about passing those same principles on to every kid that can come through that program. So one of the things that we did when we first got back to the program is think about teaching kids more than just wrestling, which is where the Acts of Kindness program comes in. So what the Acts of Kindness program is when those kids walk through the door, we're going to make sure that we get the parents together and the kids together and essentially tell them that we want them to be good at wrestling, but we want them to be good people. If you can do those, if you can learn to be good at something, and you can learn to be a good person, you can replicate that and be successful. So, the Acts of Kindness program was, we made a slip, sent it home with the kids and said, start doing something nice for someone each week that you don't normally do. Write it down on a piece of paper, have your parents sign it, come back to practice, turn it in. When you turn it in, we'll give you a piece of candy or some kind of a small reward. We went around to businesses in the community who were extremely excited and happy to provide donations. And at the end of the year, one of the big things we did at our banquet was give out awards to the kids who did the coolest stuff, the most things, the neatest stuff. So essentially, we had all these kids doing great things for people, and then with some kind of reward at the end. And it was a huge success from I think all accounts, and it was just something that I was really proud to start. So we've been running the wrestling program for a while now. I think it's been extremely successful. Like the trap shooting mentioned, it's not just me, right? I'm a representative to a massive group of people who's trying to make this wrestling program the best it could possibly be. We actually recently purchased the Knights of Columbus building, which we've turned into what we call the Beast Cage. And essentially what that is extending the wrestling program and sort of the positive influence that we're trying to have on kids to more than just the wrestling community in Wisconsin Rapids. So as of last summer, we bought the Beast Cage. We're currently running programming out of the Beast Cage. And we have kids coming, this past summer we had kids coming from Tomahawk, Baraboo, Appleton, kids coming from all over sort of to just come in and sort of be part of our program. So again, it's pretty humbling to be nominated for this position, or for this award. And I want to thank the community again, and just appreciate everyone being here. So, thank you.
I believe after hearing each one of our nominees kind of live up to what I had said earlier, just the impact not only do they make in our community as far as bringing people in and the economic value, but the impact they make in lives of families and kids. Pretty amazing stuff. It's been an honor listening to all four of you tonight. Thank you. So now it comes the time where we're going to hand out the award, the MVP award for 2020. And I have the distinct honor of bringing up the CVB board chair, Adam Estes, who's our announced winner. Come on up, Adam. And he's been in the car for 6 hours a day.
Thank you, everyone. I can only concur what's been said tonight. You know, this community, sports is so strong here. It's just amazing. Not only the people in this room, but there's organizations and people that aren't here in the room with us today that are strong as well. So when I go to other areas and talk, or other states, I was in another state this weekend. I grew up, born and raised in Iowa, but I've been here for 25 years now. But I'm very proud to talk about the sports community here because I think it's so important here, and everyone does a great job. One of the things that, one of my duties as president from time to time is when we're putting in a bid for a national or a state tournament to come to this area, Meredith asked me to write a letter of recommendation to send in, and sometimes it's hard for me to keep that really concise in one page because I just want to keep talking about how strong the sports are in this community, and everybody in this room. You guys are great stewards to the community. You help out the Convention and Visitor Bureau by bringing people here, showing them what the Wisconsin Rapids area has to offer, making them want to come back. So I want to thank all of you for doing that. I appreciate every one of you. Everyone is deserving tonight. But I want you guys to know, without you guys, Wisconsin Rapids area would not be a premier location for sporting events. You guys have really put Wisconsin Rapids area on the map, all of you, people that aren't in this room, but I want to thank you all, and I want to give you all a round of applause. So I won't waste your time with that anymore. Without further ado, the 2020 MVP Award for the Wisconsin Rapids Area Sports Commission goes to Kim Mckenzie. Wow. Congratulations. Acceptance speech now.
I'm very honored. I had no idea. So stand-up paddleboarding, like I said before, I just love it. If you haven't tried it, you need to give it a try. It's great for your core strength. It seems to help and improve my running even. I mean, so it just strengthens your core, all those muscles that when you have aches and pains running or golfing, it really improves that. But more than that, it's just been a great way to showcase our community. You know, I love to take people downtown, I think I mentioned this before also, and show them the Daily Tribune and explain what the Daily Tribune Project is. several people asked me about the history of Wisconsin Rapids, and so I can get really close to the mill, and the big rock part of the Zakowski Rapids, and so I explained the history and kind of go through the islands and who lives where, and or the founding families that used to live in these certain houses. And it's just a great way to see this community that we live in. And not only, am I like shouting from the mountaintops, the riverbanks, in the middle of the river, what a beautiful community it is, but a smile on people's faces when they get a chance to get out there and they actually succeed. I remember taking out this group of Girl Scouts, and this girl, she was so hesitant and so fearful and stayed on her knees for halfway around the island. By the time I got to the back of the island and sent the group ahead of her, I said, come on, just try it. Like, I'll study your board for you. And she tried once, got back down, tried again. She stood up. By the time she came around, she was smiling, and she came in standing up, and the rest of the Girl Scouts kind of cried for her, and she was so excited. So, it's all that, like seeing people succeed and hoping that the community succeeds, and we will get through whatever comes our way. If it's Corona, the mill, I don't know, your own personal things, just trying a new activity really can bring a person's spirit up. And thank you so much. I'm honored, considering everybody that was nominated. Oh my gosh, like, you guys have done so much for your activities and associations that very honored. And I will have to say thank you to everybody that's helped me out. My family hauls a lot of paddle boards in the summer up and down to the dock. They deliver paddle boards out to Rome and Wazeecha when I'm in a pinch. And I do have friends that step in and help out from time to time. Carrie, she does more than just run the hockey association. She does help out paddleboarding. And again, I couldn't do it with all the help that I've had. And thank you very much.
Congratulations, Kim. And congratulations to all the nominees tonight. And I will say this, that ends the Wisconsin Rapids Sports Commission 2020 MVP Award Night. May every nominee continue to do the outstanding work. May you continue to keep the faith. And may God continue to bless you and your families. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next year.
Cheers.